All right, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in, checking out the stream today. Hope everyone's doing well. So yeah, we're gonna dive back in. Basically, if you didn't catch the last stream, we got quite a bit more meat that I went ahead and cooked up off stream, basically to kind of finish getting our way to cooking level 5. So I do have cooking level 5 now. I think, let's take a look. Not quite to carcass harvesting 5, but that's okay. That's not something that I'm like worried about like keeping or needing, I guess, before we kind of roll out of here. So just having cooking level 5 I think is plenty. It is just about dawn. Let's see. So I think really what we need to do today is probably just start thinking about what kind of equipment and stuff we're going to take with us out of here. So let's do that. Okay, so let's see what our weight is at. Did I ever? Sorry, I'm just like catching up with myself. Okay, so actually, scratch that. Before we head out of here, the first thing we need to do is make the moose hide satchel and get that put together. So that way we can carry more equipment. So I think I'm carrying around so I do have the cured moose hide and then the guts I need. So I think we probably just actually spend today crafting that up. I wasn't quite ready to do it, but that's fine. So that way we can carry more weight when we go. So we'll have the technical backpack and the moose hide satchel, and then hopefully if we can keep well fed as well, we'll be able to carry a ton of extra equipment and stuff with us. So that'll be good. So let's finish this today. And then like thinking about what we need to take with us. So we need to take all of the normal tool types. So our hatchet, our knife, probably a pry bar. We need to take all of that with us. I don't know if we take the rifle. I need some water. We'll take a revolver for sure. We'll take all the revolver ammunition. Alright, let's finish this. I'm thinking too far ahead. Let's just finish it. We'll have that and be ready. It's going to be just about time to go to bed anyway. You may fall asleep, you're so tired. Well, hopefully it's just from having a busy day. Let's see, did I ever finish these books? So this one is, maybe we finish this book tonight. I did finish this one, so we won't have to carry that with us. Let's go ahead and get that bad boy equipped. Okay, so now we can carry 99 pounds, basically, which is a ton. So, yeah, I don't think... I was going to harvest some of this. Let's do that. I guess we could spend a little bit of time before we dip out of here and go to bed for the night. Oops, no. Repairing some of our clothing items. What else am I carrying that I'm not wearing? I think everything else we're wearing actively. So let's check our clothes and see what needs to be sort of repaired. I think these good, these for sure. That's okay. It could be better. Alright, let's go ahead and repair these. Perfect game to fall. Yeah, I get that. It's kind of slow rolling, so we want to repair those. I think I was thinking about making the rabbit skin mitts. Which do I have enough? Okay, that one's cured. Forget how many you need. It's 3 or 4 for the gloves. Do we have? We should have plenty, because I've been snaring rabbits. Maybe I don't. Oh, because I just made the hat last episode, so that's probably why. Oh yeah, I did shoot a wolf out here, just for fun. As I was cooking the meat up the hill at my little campfire in the front of the house. You know, of course, like as you're holding that meat and stuff, they will come up on you. So just for funsies, took a shot on them. Happened to actually hit them. Get the pelt and let that get curing. I don't know when we'll be back once we leave here. So excuse me.
I could eat anything right now.
I don't really see the sense in like getting the meat and stuff. I think we just manage with the pelt, and then, you know, the pelt will be here when we get back. But then let's go check our rabbit traps too. Is this one cured yet? It is. So let's swap those out. Is that good? Okay, put that other one away. Okay, and I want to go check the rabbit traps. Yeah, I mean, if we're leaving this region too, I don't necessarily know that we reset the snares. We may just take them back to the cabin with us and leave them there for a day. Hopefully, maybe when we do come back, we could maybe take one with us too, just to have like in a new region wherever we land. Yep, we got one there. So let's get that. We'll take both the rabbit and the trap. And actually,
what have we here?
Let's just go ahead and get the pelt right off of it. And then we can just ditch the body. Okay. Yeah, we'll just leave the body there. I was going to put it in my trash can area, but if we're leaving, there's not really a sense in doing that. It'll be gone by the time we get back. So let's go check the other trap, and then we'll probably go to bed for the night. Leave our cabin behind tomorrow. Do we take the travois with us? Like, I can't load it with stuff because we have to go down the rope here in just a minute, but it might come in handy wherever we end up, so I might just pack it up. I don't think it's super heavy. Let's drop that pelts and go check our last snare. You know, the snares are a pretty good way to get food. I mean, there's like every day a rabbit in them. It's almost like right now I'm getting too many. Yeah, there's one up there too. I've never like tried to use them as like a reliant on them as a source of food. You know, it's kind of like I do this just as like it kind of keeps pelts coming in for like repairs for you know, the gloves and stuff, but I've never been like, let me set up like 5 or 6 of these and then like just survive with them. I've never done that. It'd be interesting to try that.
This'll come in handy.
He's at 12%. Gosh, must have been here a while too. Okay, leave him there as well, and it is just about time to go back and go to sleep. So I need to take the tools I mentioned. So I need to, you know, hatchet, knife, hacksaw, pry bar. We'll take all of those things with us. Obviously a sleeping bag. We'll probably pick
I could eat a horse.
the best sleeping bag that we have, because I have 3 of them now. I'll just take whichever one's in best shape. Should have made like a little checklist. But let's head back up here. And we can kind of sort through some of that in the morning. Let's throw this other pelt down. Stash it. Maybe. There we go. Stash this one too. Okay. And we need to eat. That's going to be an interesting question, is like, what do we take with us in terms of food? I feel like I'm leaning into leaning into the microphone. Okay. Let's eat a couple of these. Yeah, I agree with the travel. I like it. It's definitely limited in its usage. It's good if you're kind of just hanging out in one location or one general area. But yeah, like right now I could pack up so much of the stuff I have here and take it with me to, you know, wherever I'm headed. And obviously can't do that with the way it works. Anything else before we hit the sack? Is it too dark to read? Okay, let's go to bed. Okay, so that's gonna probably wake us up at a weird time, but we'll make it work. It's concerning. I just like looked over and there's one tiny black screw sitting on my desk. No idea what it's from. I don't know. What would that be from? I don't know. Oh well. Figure it out later. Okay. So, yep, let's drink some water. Let's check our tools. We'll like take whetstones and stuff, but I want to take the tools that are in the best shape as well. Let's leave the teas, extra teas behind. Obviously an interloper herbal tea is like huge. It's like a godsend to have, but I just don't, honestly, I don't rely on it very much in soccer. If at all. As you recover condition so fast just from sleeping that I don't know that it's really worth the effort to worry about it. Alright, so what do we got? Probably got a better hacksaw than that one. This is 83%, 77%. What's this one? 76. Oh, I picked one of those up. Drop that one, and drop that one. See if I'm able to fit them back where they were. Let's try and doesn't really matter. I think the other one was upside down. Try that. Yep. Okay. Hatchet. So the hatchet we're carrying is 79%. What's this one? 58. Probably got a couple on here. On top of this chair. I am. 65. 77. So the one we have is the best, and we'll take whetstones and just if we can start out with the better ones. Leave one of our snares behind. Why is it weird like that? I want it to like sit on the ground, collapsed. It's doing that. Oh well, I guess I'll just set it over here, out of the way. Alright, so man, I don't think I want to take the rifle just because it's so heavy. Just checking to see if the revolver had any ammunition in it we wanted to take out before we head out of here. Push the travel off a cliff. Yeah, I suppose that would work if you're not carrying anything breakable. Oh, come on, I just had this right here. I wish that placing items was a little smoother. I find it's really inconsistent. Set it there. Except it's like if I sleep in this bed, it's pointed like straight. I guess they both kind of are. Pointed straight at my head. Okay. There's one revolver over here. Does it show you if it's loaded? Doesn't really. Alright, let's grab some whetstones. Oop, okay, that's fine. We wanted that. Extra sewing kit. Obviously, we'll find some of these things as we go, but having them on us when we leave here will be good as well. Just pile these on there. I'm not going to carry the flare gun. Really, I shouldn't bother with just even collecting the flares, but I always do for whatever reason. They just look cool sitting on the workbench. Do I have any cloth? I do. Let's take like 10 of these. They're still good weight-wise. Oh, I do have a bunch of cured pelts in here. I could make gloves. I don't know that I want to, though. Oh, what did I just do? What did I just put in here? There we go. Should we take the fishing tackle? Probably. Still good weight-wise. See, my bedroll is 81%, this is 71%, and this is 90%. I'm gonna leave it though. I think we're okay. What else do we need, guys? Not a fan of... Actually, the one mod that I've ever downloaded was like a place anywhere, and it just didn't really work very well, so I just quit bothering with it. It still was like, and it was for this shelf in particular, like putting water closer, like this bottle. I'd like to, it was actually letting me put it in there, but like just so I could, yeah, squeeze as much water onto that shelf as possible. I downloaded a mod to do that, and it was just still inconsistent. I feel like it didn't really fix much. Okay, mag glass. How's my match situation looking? So we have 60 matches on us. Should we take more? I mean, 60 should be plenty. And I have the mag glass, so I think I'm going to say we're good on matches. We'll leave those there. Do I take a set of tools, maybe? 66 pounds. We still have 33 pounds of carry weight. I do want to take... cured birch sapling. Actually, and honestly, I could go ahead and make arrows. I have 4 arrowheads left. No, let's just go how we are, and we can make arrows somewhere else. I guess food and water. That's going to be a big thing as well. So we have 8/10 of a gallon. What is this? A gallon 34. Almost 2. We're at 75 pounds. 77 pounds with 2 gallons. Obviously, I wouldn't normally carry around that much water, but it'd be nice to not have to worry about water for a couple days wherever we're going. Okay. What else? I think we're just about set. I need to figure out food, so let's take... Okay, the peanut butter. It's a big calorie item. Take this can of peaches, soda, 81 pounds, 82 pounds, 3 pounds. Are there any other tools I'm not thinking of? Do we have a cleaning kit? We don't, so let's grab a couple of those. What about health items? Yeah, so we need to probably take one of these bottles of antiseptic. So we don't have any old man's beard. We should probably collect some of that next time we see some. Oh, and actually I need to also... I'm thinking. I'm not going to take the rifle, but I might take the ammunition, just in case we find a rifle and want to hunt somewhere. We'll have the ammunition. Where did the rifle go? There it is. So unload that. Hopefully I can fit it back on the bed. It didn't fight me too much. Spin. That works. Alright, so we'll take the rest of the ammo. Let's go out here really quick. I need to grab a pot. If I had 2 of the black pots, I would take them both. Since I don't,
That'll come in handy.
I'll just take the one black pot. And then what I'd like to do is take a couple of these, because usually you can carry a couple of them without having any trouble. And then let's grab one more to eat. Okay. So we're at 92 pounds. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the rest of the crackers. 93 pounds. No, don't do that. Crazy. Okay, I think we are all set. We're at 94 pounds, so we have a little bit of weight to spare. Let's grab that last sewing kit. And then did I get whetstones? I did grab a couple of them. Okay, I think we're good. What am I forgetting, guys? Anything? I don't think so. I think we got it all. We will hit the road here in just a second. Okay. So, alright, yeah. Let's head. It's about midday. It's later than I had planned, but it's alright. I think we slept pretty late, realistically. So I also kind of need to think about like what route we're gonna take. Kind of thinking. Really, I need to figure out where we're going to. I haven't really like set a firm idea of that. Let me look at a map really quick. I mean, I know like generally where I want to go, but do I even have a map to look at? I might not. I know that moose isn't here, but I still like look for it, just out of fear of walking into it. I don't want to get trampled. So we'll go through Pleasant Valley, probably into Mystery Lake to Forlorn, I think is where we need to go. It's been so long since I've gone that way. In fact, I think I've only done it a couple times. Okay. Never really got to map, which I talked about that a little bit last time, like what we were going to do in terms of like if we were going to go after Faithful Cartographer, and we still might. But like I pretty much didn't map Ash Canyon at all, right? We were only there for kind of a quick in and out, so I don't think there's really much sense in, like if we're going to do it, we're gonna have to come back anyway. So I'm not gonna sweat about it too much. Okay, just keep on moving. Should be able to get probably to like, I'll probably try to get to camp office before nighttime. I think we'll be able to make that. I think that would be a pretty good goal for our first little travel day here. Just trying to look at a map here while we go. Okay. So what do we end up with? About 4 and some change extra carry weight. Like I could feasibly, like if I find things, take them with us, but we don't have a ton of extra carry weight to do that sort of thing. we can manage to get through here. Hopefully, though, we don't catch any bad weather, too. That would slow us down. Okay. I'm like questioning, do I stop at the bunker? I don't think there's anything in there that I can't live without. I think the one thing I'm kind of like, oops, would like to find is got over half of lantern fuel. I'd like to refuel that at some point, so we need to find some. Usually I feel like I end up with a ton of lantern fuel from the cargo containers, but I really just didn't on this run, so I don't have any extra fuel. What I'm carrying is what we've got. Some ptarmigans. I never got enough feathers to like make like the upgraded bedroll. I'd like to do that at some point. I don't want to do it right now though, because then I'll be stinky, and I don't want to stop to harvest the feathers off of it, so I think we just keep pushing. It's tempting though. Am I carrying any rocks? Let's drop these. Oh, my peaches are ruined. Oh, that's okay. I've got cooking level 5. Let's see where my rock's at. I think that's down to almost 94 flat. Huh. I'm surprised that stuff is... We're only on day, like, 30. Surprised that it's spoiled already. So... Go... See him over there. Ooh, does he smell me? Am I stinky? I'm not, but I know, like, so even the little scent marker in the middle of the screen, like, it doesn't necessarily have to be there for you to be stinky, because he certainly turned aggressively. But he's not, I don't see him anywhere. Maybe we're okay. We're gonna go, scale down the wall by, Skeeter's Ridge. That's kind of my plan. Oh, I hear him. I hear footsteps. Oh, okay. not a wolf. All right. We gotta rethink our path. Maybe try to scoot. Are these ptarmigans just? It's a stick. Okay, there's a ptarmigan now. Was not expecting that. I'm glad we're not like running or anything. But yeah, I just like heard the step in the snow and got a little concerned that that wolf had come around the rock, and then there he was. We'll be okay though. I mean, fortunately bears don't, like they're pretty easy to not get attacked by if you just give them a wide berth when you go around them. We might lose them just on these rocks too. It's just always surprising when you come around the corner and one of them is standing there. So I got a new monitor. You guys might... Oh, walking right at it. You guys might roll your eyes, because I said yesterday that like I need one, or I think I need one, and then now I have one today. But I promise you, it was a supplied monitor for my new job, so I didn't like run out and immediately buy one. I do have like other old monitors I could have used, but gosh, this is a little dicey. Just be safe here. I haven't set it up though, so like I'm I've got a travel monitor that I use here. It's like a 15-inch monitor that I've got OBS on, and then I'm just using my iPad today for chat. But hopefully when I get that other monitor set up,
Excellent.
I'll kind of have more of a permanent setup here. I think that's better shape than our one we were carrying by 10%. I thought I had been here already, but obviously not. I wish my desk was just a little
Don't want to run out of water.
a little bit longer. That's one thing I would change if I could do it again. It doesn't help that I got like the biggest monitor probably that I could on my desk, so I lose a lot of like space for other stuff, like a second monitor. Okay, let's see if we can sneak through here. It's always been an interesting bug that it gives you with the sure-footing thing. I'm not seeing him. Let's just make a run for it. I don't know. Perfect. Was not so perfect for this guy. Nothing on him. I should be able to like get in the stream down here and just basically take the stream across Pleasant Valley. It's kind of what I'm planning to do. We'll take it all the way across. There's a wolf down there. I don't think there's ever usually a wolf down there. I don't know that I've seen that before. Oh, the wind. Okay, well maybe we can get by him. Should be good. So we'll come into Mystery Lake through the dam. It's also like I have to ask the question of like, you know, I could stop and spend time looting. Yeah, he got us. But I don't really want to. Because obviously the dam is like a big source of, like I could just find a lot of stuff there. But honestly I think we're pretty well off that. Like, do we really need to loot anything? Like if I see something on the floor, like maybe some food or kind of like I found that hatchet just a second ago, and if it's better than what we're already carrying, we might go ahead and grab it. We'll see though. Now the only question is how far is this guy gonna follow me? I think we're good. I don't hear him anymore. He's gonna leave us alone. So we'll go Mystery Lake to Forlorn to Desolation Point, right? I think I've got that mapped in my head, right? I wish, like, it'd be cool if, like, Mystery Lake, like the camp office or something, had, like, a global map, like, posted to the wall or something that you could look at. I think that'd be kind of cool. So it's like when I get there, because Mystery Lake is, like, so center. It's like a central hub almost to everything that, like, you get there. Yeah, and I was going to go the wrong way, actually, now that I stop and I think about it. Because I need to go to Mystery Lake to the dam, and then I need to go to Coastal. Highway, I believe. Maybe I'm confused. Coastal Highway to Desolation Point. Is it Broken Railroad or Desolation Point? Second guessing myself. That connects to Transfer Pass. Might have to look into that before we commit to one versus the other. I think I had it right maybe the first time with Broken Railroad, but now I'm second guessing myself. And I don't, it's a pretty long journey to take and be wrong. You know what, I just realized I forgot all the talk about the travois and I forgot it, which is fine. We'll make do without it, but I was in my head committed to bringing it. Guess we'll just make another one if we need to. Once we get like out of the stream, we're gonna be walking right into this wind. Yep. I think we can go a little farther though, without needing to get out. I haven't really ever done anything with the burdock. No, don't actually harvest it. I think you can, like, can't you, or am I thinking the acorns? You can cook and eat the acorns, maybe? And then make a tea out of them as well? I forget what the burdock does. So we are still doing great on time. We shouldn't have any problems making it to camp office tonight. Yep, here's the wind. Taking a big chunk out of my speed. Tempting. We really have like absolutely no reason to do that though. Acorn coffee. Yeah. I thought I was thinking that like that's what you did with the burdock. But I was like, no, I'm pretty sure that's the acorns. I've really never used either. I think like the problem for me is that I like played for so long, I've just been slow to like adapt those sorts of things into like the way I play. It's like I was doing, you know, it's like I was doing just fine without them. That now that they're here, I just don't recognize the need for them, perhaps. But I'm that way about a lot of things. Like, you guys have been around for a while and watched like any of the Interloper seasons and stuff. Not really a big rosehip person either. Like, sometimes you guys would be like, please just pick the, you know, get the rosehips, like, make tea, like, for the love. And I just like wouldn't do it. And it's like, so if it's like something that doesn't feel like it's like absolutely necessary, I generally just won't do it until I recognize the value or the need to. Okay. I think if we hang a right around this rock here, should be pretty much straight out ahead of us somewhere. get to the transition. Come on. Wind is killer. Trying to get behind the trees and use them as little blockers. I don't think it really works much. You get it for a little bit by like one tree, but you can't like chain trees together. Doesn't feel like. Oh, you need the hammer for the acorns? I guess that makes sense. I just, like I said, I've never done anything with them before, so I wouldn't have known that. But yeah, that's kind of crazy. I guess it makes sense. Now I'm just in my head about it. Oops. You should be able to use the back of the hatchet. Right? Like a lot of hatchets come with like a hammerhead on the back of the blade. So it's like a multi-purpose tool. I'm just throwing it out there. Just thinking logically. And I mean, realistically, you could probably just crack them, right, with the actual blade too. Alright, so we are officially heavy. I'm not getting tired yet. We still got a ways to go. The fishing lure. I think I made a fishing lure one time. I think just in general I don't fish that much. I'd like to, especially because I want to work on getting the all of the skills up to level 5, so that's going to be one of them. So I do want to spend some time fishing at some point. But yeah, I think I've made one lure ever. And then I think I immediately lost it, so I'm just like, eh.
I'd better find some water.
It's not real motivating to do it again when you take the time to craft one and it's immediately gone. I guess that's kind of like real fishing, to an extent. Isn't there sometimes a body over here? Not today, anyway. Do I even need this? I don't think so. You guys might not be able to see, but I can see pretty well. I say that, but I took a wrong turn. Maybe go this way. Yeah, it's pretty dark for you guys. We'll be through here pretty quick. It's definitely left, but I want to see what's over here. See if there's anything worth grabbing. A flare. I see a flare on the ground. That's it. We'll skip that flare, so let's get out of here. Some water. I think item-wise, the one thing that I would really like to have added to the game would be like binoculars, or some sort of like short-range magnification. Like I don't want to say like put a rifle on the scope because I feel like that is probably too powerful for like the balance of the game. But binoculars would be something I'd love to see added. Okay. So I think it's this way. I always forget when I come out of this cave which way to go. I mean, it's this way, and then I take a left in just a little while. It's gonna be close on if we get to camp office tonight or not. I mean, I think we could do it regardless. It's just a question of like, are we gonna be super tired when we get there, or like super tired before we get there, and then just kind of have to suffer, suffer the rest of the way across. That's probably what's gonna happen. We could spend a night in the dam or in one of those little trailers that are there. We'll see. We'll see how we're feeling when we get there. I really like and enjoy making like long journeys. Like what we did, like, you know, I like spending, you know, a few days in a spot trying to like get prepared and get loaded and make sure I got all my tools and equipment and everything, and then like traveling from one end of the map to the other. I always like doing that kind of thing. It's always just fun to me. This particular trip isn't like the funnest, but I don't know, I say that, but it might be once we get to far territories. I kind of forget that I'm like, my mind is on getting to camp office, so I'm like, okay, that's where we're headed, but really we're going on much farther than that. I don't see the wolves that roam down here yet. Speak too soon. There's one right there, but he's eating. If this other wolf wasn't after us, I'd probably take him down. Just for the XP, but I think we just keep moving. Cut our losses and forget about him. I'm gonna really try not to get bogged down with looting in the dam. Oh, they're both coming. It's alright, we're good. We got plenty of distance on them. Is there anything we should get while we're here? Like, I'm trying to think if there's anything I should make it a point to come search while we're here. There's usually a couple arrowheads.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
You might make it a point to go get those, which we'll go right by them, so it's not like we have to go out of our way for them. Can't think of anything else. There's going to be some water in the toilets that I usually try to get, but at this point we're pretty far along. I'm carrying like just under 2 gallons. I think we really need it. Maybe save it for a rainy day kind of thing. Just leave it there. The screen is shaking. Weird. Okay.
I can always use more food.
Let's head in. Oh, did we search it? There's another pot. I mentioned that. That actually takes us right up to our weight limit, though. But we'll lose some of that by eating, so I'm not going to sweat it right now. It's killing me not to open everything, but I really do want to keep moving. I'll grab the little freebie loose things that make sense. Really, really trying not to loot hard. And I mean, I could, but we really, realistically don't need anything out of there. We've got plenty of tools and everything, so. want to so bad, but I'm on a schedule. Got places to be. You guys might not even be able to see it right now. I may need to look at that and see what I can do to maybe make that look better. I'm steaming right through, so I'll be out of here in just a second. I'll just go ahead and light up the lantern, as I need to find the arrowheads anyway. They should be right up here. Yep. I feel like there used to be more than one. They used to be stuck in this door too. Oh, there's one. It used to be that that body was sitting right here, and there was, I think, 2 arrows in the door, and then this lantern was up here as well, and they moved it down there. I don't know why they moved it, if it was just like people were not seeing it because it was so close to the door, or what the story was, but he used to be sitting right against the back of the door, basically. Turn that off for a second. Can't see again.
This stuff will come in handy.
Sure. I really didn't put that into my consideration at all on what to pack. I have some antibiotics, but I have a ton at the Mountaineer's cabin. I could have brought more. Fire striker.
Could end up being useful.
Take that for sure. Alright, let me loot a little bit.
That'll come in handy.
Okay, well, that was like basically worthless. Okay, let's just get through here. Take that. Let's hit the lockers. There could be something interesting.
I'll be hungry later.
Yeah, I mean, that's a worthwhile find. Okay. Some trail boots back there. I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking about mucklucks.
Might have to drop some gear.
That would be a good find, if we could find some mucklucks, but... call that good. Easter Lake. The OG. Maybe just take a second to say welcome in to anyone who's just tuning in. Appreciate everyone being here, hanging out. We officially set off on our journey to get to the far territories. So we're aiming for camp office before we sleep here for the first time, and then we'll keep pushing in the morning. But yeah, appreciate everyone tuning in. If you haven't done so already, would just invite you to hit the like button for me. I would appreciate y'all doing that. Makes a big difference for me personally. Okay, see if we can get over there without getting in any trouble with wolves.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Could probably stand to go ahead and eat too. I'm just gonna do that before we go by the wolves.
think I need to lay down.
We are getting tired. 100 pounds. So we'll be heavy, but we'll leave some stuff behind, for sure, from camp office when we roll out in the morning. Skinny wolves yet. Except last time I said that one, like, literally showed up the moment I finished that sentence. I should probably be looking at the screen. I'm looking down at my... where I've got the stream running. But I don't see them. There's usually... they're probably, like, all up here together. Sometimes I'll come through here and they're like 3 or 4 stacked right next to each other along here, and it's like, please just let me pass. Getting tired officially. I don't see any wolves. This is weird. Maybe it's like, maybe there's gonna be a blizzard, and it, you know, they don't spawn into a blizzard. So maybe they just didn't spawn, and then we've got a blizzard coming or something. I don't know. This is weird. Didn't have to worry about it at all. Let me just pop our head into the train car. See what's in there. Any feathers? Feathers are... yep, there's one. Maybe some rifle rounds. Anything else? Feather. Oh wait, there's one. He seems like he's... it seems like he's coming right for me. I know I have the one piece of meat. Oh, there's 2 of them. Look at that. I don't want to shoot him. Oh, look, there comes a third. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. What are you guys doing over there? I feel like I hear another one. Don't ask me why I did that, but XP basically. If I'm working on leveling that skill, then kind of easy shot. I think I hit them both. One. Yeah, I think I hit them both.
It's dusk, so night can't be
Look,
far
and
behind.
I immediately got it
I
repaid.
could use this.
Okay. Hopefully that scared them off far enough that... yeah, there he is. The third one is bothering me. I mean, I'll shoot you too, buddy. Oh, there's 2. So I think there was 4 total. I talked and talked about how they were
lay
out
down
here.
right here.
Sure
if
enough,
I
they
thought
were
I'd
waiting
ever
for me
wake up
right
again.
right around the corner. Let's see if I can go up and around them. I'm so tired though that I really don't have any means to like slip away very quickly or anything like that. He's still behind me. Crampons are amazing. Alright, I think we should be good, hopefully. I'll turn and look in just a second. He's over there, but he doesn't see us, so. We almost made it before nightfall. But I think it gives us a good spot to kind of launch from, you know, tomorrow, so. So we'll be able to, like, just jump into Forlorn first thing in the morning, cross Forlorn, then head to Broken Railroad. We should be able to get maybe 2 Forsaken Airfield tomorrow. Might be pushing it, but I don't see why not. Transfer Pass is just such a long journey. Almost there. The wind is pretty clutch too, because it's like right at our back. Maybe that's why they came. You think it works like that? That was weird. That was like an instantaneous change of the weather. But I would have been upwind from them, so my scent would have been blowing straight towards them. So that could be. I don't know how much it works like that versus how much it doesn't, but it could be 100% why they all came running at one time. Sounds like there's going to be an Aurora too. Yep, screen's on over there. Light this up. Oops. Really like to find some fuel for it. I could scrap another lantern for its fuel. Okay, there's actually, this is perfect.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Milk. Is that more water? Oh, it's syrup. Okay, we're really finding too much stuff right now. Pot, pan, the oil, salts. Here's a book. We will take that for sure. Really, we could do this in the morning, but here we go. Except I don't really need that anymore. Let's take out the jerry can. I would really like to take the jerry can, but I think it's going to be too heavy. We'll have to look at our inventory situation in the morning. See what best case is. Chips. You guys remember the event where you had to like find 25 bags of ketchup chips and eat them? It was ketchup chips, and I think it was the maple syrup as well that both got released at the same time. And it was like that. Those two food items, I think that's when the hockey jersey got added. And so it was like a Canadian event with the ketchup chips, the maple syrup, and then of course hockey is big in Canada. I think we're good. We just need to drink. I think I did that. I can't remember if I did that on console or PC. I guess I could check here in a minute, but let's go sleep. Get our beauty sleep in. It's almost day 38. So let's check. I'm curious now. Badges. I think that would be in feats. Maybe I did it on console. Yeah, it was this one. I think. No, yeah, Canadian Feast. You had to find like I think it was like 25 bags of chips and maybe 25 bottles of syrup, or maybe it was less syrup, because that seems extreme, but yeah, I remember doing that. I think we're hitting the point where loot has despawned. There's some broth. We'll just set it downstairs. Right there. Okay. We could stand to eat a little more. Let's go ahead and eat our last piece of meat, just so we don't have any concerns with the stinkiness. What are we at weight-wise? 105. That's because of the jerry can. So let's refuel our lantern, which is right here. Refuel. Like I said, I'd love to bring that jerry can with us, but it's just so heavy. I don't think it's worth it. There's still a little bit.
I need to drop something.
What else? What else did we pick up? Guess we could really leave the charcoal too. If I'm not mapping right now, then it's not the end of the world. We got an extra pot, so that added a couple pounds. And probably just some extra food items. I think we're fine. We're underweight, so let's just keep going. Let's do okay. It's a cold morning. So I think we'll just like steam across Forlorn. I don't think there's any reason for us to stop anywhere in there. I mean, we can check out the boxcars when we get to them, but I'm not going to go over to the farmstead or anything like that. I don't really see the need or purpose to for now. Could make a few torches. Yeah, I could. I don't think we need them, is the only thing. Got plenty, like my lantern's full, so from a lighting perspective I don't, and then we're keeping warm enough that we're okay. I don't buy into the whole lighting the torch and aiming the rock thing, if that still works at wolves to get them to go away. I've never really like cared for that, so I don't do that, so I don't need them to do that either. I just prefer to kind of play out the situations with the wolves, like, naturally, I guess. Either climbing on rocks to get away, or shooting at them, or whatever the best approach is in the situation. So I know some people would do that, and that's totally fine. I'm a real big, like, you know, play the game however you want to play it kind of thing, so not to say that that's a bad strategy. It's not my preference. It is kind of funny, we basically just follow the railroad track, right, the whole way. Which is kind of fun. It's like you don't really need a map, because you just stay on one path. I have tools with me already, so just ignore those. I may need to take a peek at a map when we actually get into Transfer Pass, though. Because again, it's probably been like single digits the number of times that I've been in there, so we may have to take a quick peek at it. But no big deal. 28 degrees. Don't see the bear anywhere. I think Forlorn Muskeg is actually one of my favorite regions. I just really like the farmstead over there, like with the broken down barn with a bed in it. Like that's one of my favorite places try to survive. I end up there a lot of times, and most of my runs are soccer runs. Is just like my favorite base, because you're always outdoors, and usually in stalker you're warm enough to not really need to worry about having a constant fire or anything like that, and there's usually ample food around, and it's big and it's open. You can see a lot. There's the bear right there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see him on the stream, but he's right there. Could reload the revolver, but I think we're okay. As long as we don't get any shootouts, we should be good. So then I guess we need to ask as well, do we make any stops in Broken Railroad or not? Because we could do a little looting there. I was just trying to think realistically if there's anything we even need to look for. Ooh, hello. I'll take all the books. They're gonna make us heavy, so we'll have to figure that out.
Wonder if the owner's around.
But I mentioned, what's that? Oh, that's a. That'll be big if we decide to do a Faithful Cartographer later. But the books, since I'm trying to get level 5 on all of the skills, the books are going to be key to grab them when we see them. So they're worth the extra weight right now, I think. I shouldn't, but I'm going to go ahead and say I haven't seen any wolves either so far. I'm really tempted to run out and search that body. There's no reason why, but let's do it. Just throw a little variety in. Still don't see any wolves.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Candy bar. I guess that's something. We just risked ourselves for a candy bar. Oh, there's 2 right there. They're always together for some reason right now. Just kind of hug the railroad track on this side. Try not to aggro them. That's the bad thing about this region, is it's so wide open that like if you do aggro a wolf, they're gonna follow you for a really long time. You're basically best buddies for the near future. But it's a pretty good region. I mean, there's deer here, there's rabbits, there's obviously tons of wolves to eat. Oh, there's 3 of them right there. I wouldn't doubt that there's not another one over there. 2. Oop, oop, oop. There's bears to eat here. So there's 3 right there. I'm trying to see if there's another one over there. But I wanted to see if there was a 4th one. Yep, there's 4 of them right there. It's like they're all stuck together. It's a pack of wolves, I guess. Start lobbing some arrows at them. across. It's a little bit farther. I'm really trying to keep myself from running so we can get as far as possible before we get tired, but it's just so tempting. Tempted to go over to that hunting blind. See if there's any arrows. Oh, you know what? Dang it. I'd said in the last stream, or maybe the stream before, that usually I find a bow, but I couldn't remember where I usually find it from. It's the hunting blind in Pleasant Valley that's close to the rope climb. There's usually a bow in there, I think. And I didn't even stop there on this trip. We went straight to the airplane to Skeeter's Ridge. Not that it really matters because we have a bow and everything, we're fine, but I just remembered that. I wish we would have stopped because there might have been arrows there too. That's okay. And now as I think about it too, one thing I didn't bring that I wish we would have is some of those guts that we had cured for like repairs and things. I wish we would have grabbed like 3 or 4 of them because we had a ton, but we can't go back, so we press on. Well, so we forgot those and the travois, but I think that's really it. All right.
Too heavy.
2 regions down. I wish I could see better. Tempted to read, but I really want to keep moving. A lot of times I'll like read an hour of a book or something and try to get the weather to change. But I don't really want to do that right now. Broken Railroad is not my most familiar region. It's a deer. I just heard the footsteps and clammed up. I mean, I can manage getting through here fine, but it's just like, you know, it's not my, like one of my regulars, so I don't know it. Like to a science, like I would like Timberwolf or Mystery Lake or Pleasant Valley. I just don't go this way very often. Love that I sound like a wind bell. Not entirely sure what that means. Right, I have to go around this, don't I? Yeah, I have to go down this way. And there's usually a wolf down here. Which is kind of a shame because I can't see anything. So it's like I know he's here somewhere. Where? I just hang this way. And should be able to. I think he's usually over there-ish. But I think this wolf has definitely like followed me up here before. There's a tree bridge, and I think I've seen him cross it. I think we're gonna be okay. Oh, jingle bells. Yeah, okay. I'm with you now. Yeah. I feel like at one point that was maybe something that they added, or it was supposed to be like the sound of you walking was supposed to change based on what you were carrying. That makes sense. It's like if I didn't, oh, what's this over here? If I didn't have like much on me, I wouldn't make a ton of noise. versus like if I'm carrying a ton of water.
Thank goodness.
It's in pretty good shape, but ours is 89, I think. Where's that? Yeah, so ours is better, so we'll leave it. Yeah, I feel like I remember that being a thing. Just like a memory that I have of like a dev diary at some point in history. It's always fun to like think back about like where the game used to be, like, you know, different functionalities, different items that didn't exist, and like things that used to do. It's like just normal, you know, strategies that just aren't necessary anymore. It's just kind of fun to think about. I've always wanted to. They have the time capsule, or at least they did. I don't know if they still do. Surely they still have the time capsule where you could like download older versions of The Long Dark and play like, you know, previous releases. Always wanted to kind of play with that a little bit, but I've just never done it. But I think that would be kind of cool. So like, I don't know if I want to go all the way back to the beginning, but like, you know, before some of the bigger updates and things came through, it would be kind of cool to see where the game was at and that sort of thing. I started playing... Oh... I thought about this the other day, how I could tell that. I think the best way would be for me to look on Steam at when I purchased it. Do I have Steam on my phone? I just got a new phone a week or two ago. I don't know that I have the Steam app on there right now, but I'll look at that sometime. Mostly just because I'm curious now. Don't see anything suspicious down here. Alright, it's gonna bother me. Do I have the Steam app? I have my ROG Ally over here. I could look on that. Except I think that if I were to open that, it would freak out because I'm on two computers at once. I can install it though. Maybe while we sit here, while I walk, make sure I don't walk into any wolves. Where do I want to go? Yeah, so I'm heading for the far territories. I have not done any of the tales. So like Signal Void, Buried Echoes. I haven't done any of those narrative-driven like storylines you can do in survival. So that's kind of where I'm headed. That's kind of what I'm hoping to do with this run. As well as some other things. The maintenance shed is down there. Is there any reason why we should risk it? There's like 3 or 4 wolves around that building immediately. And I can't see anything, but it's down there. I don't think we need to go down there. How's our water looking? I know there's some toilets down there. Water, we're still good on water. I don't think we go down there. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, under in the truck. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know that I've ever actually found anything under there, but we can take a peek. I don't think we need to go down to the maintenance shed. Yeah, nothing under there. I know that they did add stuff that spawns under there. I just personally haven't seen anything. But yeah, so the far territories, the tails, and I want to work on getting all the skills up to level 5. So there's really just kind of a handful of things I want to do in this run. So just kind of treating it as a catch-all almost. Hopefully we live a long time and we're able to kind of just do a bunch of different things. That's really kind of what I wanted to do. But there's other stuff that like I've never done before, like finding all of the individual Karens. You know, you know, you kind of see them as you walk along, but I've never like, you know, in the notebook there's a spot for, okay, you found, you know, 10 out of 50 or whatever it is. I've never found them all in one run, so I've kind of wanted to do that too. So kind of just like make a checklist, and if it's on the list, like let's go try it. Try and do it. really don't need to be looting, but
I think I can use this.
a couple things here and there won't kill us. I can't believe it's been foggy this whole time. Isn't there a, yeah, there's a, like a rail we have to cross or something, right? It's just a sketchy bridge, yeah. Yeah, don't love it. Don't love it. I'm gonna just, like, just go. Okay. It's not as bad as Ravine, but it's not great
Take this
either.
food.
Okay. So this is where I start to get really not as familiar with the terrain. So this will be fun. This will be interesting because this will be fun for me because, like I said, it's just not something I've done much of. Resituate a little bit. Things are getting exciting. Gotta get comfy. The tunnel's like, looks like a floating doorway. This is the fog. Okay, here we go.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Trying to get into Steam really quick. Hoping it won't fight me. Use the Steam. That's a pain. Of course, it wants you to like dual authenticate by like sending a notification to something else. So like I'm trying to add it to my new phone, and it wants me to open it on my old phone. Just kind of a pain. You don't have a map in the survival sandbox. You're able to map locations yourself with charcoal from fires. So like, you know, if I'm standing, I can basically pull out a piece of charcoal, draw the area local to me, and that becomes your map. So you kind of have to make your own map, which can be time consuming. And then the downside to that also is your position is not reflected on that map. So like you can look at the map, but it doesn't tell you where you are. So not really a map per se.
What have we here?
Whereas in I think Wintermute, the story-driven portion of the game, you have the same map, but you start with it like mapped and available, and then I think it does show your position. That's something that I wanted to do too, is play through Wintermute again. It's been a long time. I don't think I've touched it. That's not true. I've played episode 1 a couple times, but I haven't played through the full thing in quite a while. So that's another thing I've kind of been thinking about doing on a stream in the near future. So
This'll come in handy.
So I got a Nintendo Switch at one point, and I got the game on that. And so I played through episode 1 on that, and then ultimately I kind of just like decided I didn't really care for the Switch that much, so I got a ROG Ally instead. And then so then I played through it again on that thinking I would like go through the full thing, and then I just never finished it. So I'd like to do that sometime in the near future for sure. Some other things I've thought about. I mentioned it last time. I think I've been just craving playing Green Hell. So we might do that a little bit. I thought about doing that today, but kind of like, since I'm just like stepping back to the channel and kind of just kicking off streaming, I kind of want to just focus on the Long Dark for a little bit. Kind of hopefully bring some people that haven't been around the channel in a while, just because I didn't post anything new for a while, back around, so. I think you go down the stairs. I can't remember. I played Wintermute 30 plus times, yeah. I have not played it that many times. You know, of course, anytime a new episode came out, I played it, played through that all. I don't think there's anything that way. Just gonna kind of do this little exploratory here. I think I've only, like I know that I've only played episode 4 one time, and that was when I did it on the channel. It's just like tempting me, but I don't need it. So I played through episode 4, I know, when it first came out. That was I think that was the only episode that came out while I was doing the channel, which is kind of crazy to think about, because, I don't know, I'd have to look back and see, that's annoying. Like how long I've had the channel going, that only one episode has come out in that time. It's been 2 or 3 years, I think. It's just crazy to think about. Don't really need these things. There's another pry bar. Let me look at something really quick. Explore. Man, I think I need to go... back and go down the staircase, if I recall correctly. I'm like, I have a map, but I'm like, yeah, because I think you can go that way, if I recall, but I don't have a rope. Didn't I see a rope somewhere just a minute ago? And I think I just totally ignored it. But anyway, we'll go back and go down the stairs. Yeah, I mean, like, if I've had the channel running for 2 or 3 years and only one new episode of Wintermute's come out in that time, that's kind of crazy to think about. I mean, episode 3 had been out for quite a while when I started the channel. And so, like, man, I love the game, for sure. No question. It's 100% top 5 game for me, without a doubt. But it is kind of crazy to think about that, like, it has taken this long to get the episodes released. It's wild. I'd be curious to like look at the dates between when episode 1 was released and when episode 5 finally does release. It'd be like 6 or 7 years between the two, which is just wild. I don't know. It would be one thing if, like, if Hinterland was like, because they're not making anything from the episodes, right? The episodes are prepaid. The first 5 episodes are prepaid. Like, you get access to those when you purchase the game. So they're not making anything, and maybe that's why it's taking so long. I don't know. I guess that's something I hadn't really considered. Yeah, maybe that kind of answers my own question there. Am I going the right way? I've got my doubts. Okay. I don't think I can. And it would also help if I could see stuff right now. Right, not have the fog. Let me pull the chat back up. Booching, yeah, using the map. I know. I don't want to stumble around too much, though. Really, honestly, it's not that helpful. I guess that it's this way. You may pass some time to clear the fog. I wonder if the episodes had all come out, if people would still play as much as they do, or be interested in it as much as they are, or if like they would be considering it done, you know. I mean, they released Tales. I wonder past Tales if there's going to be any additional paid expansions. I kind of doubt it, just because, you know, they're supposedly working on a new project altogether. Is this it? Am I going the right way, guys? We'll see.
Too much stuff to carry.
Plate layers shortcut. Okay. Like I said, I really have not been through here very many times. I've seen it before, but I don't really remember it. Let's go ahead and eat that. Can opener we don't need. The dark. It's like, which way do you want to go? Oh, this is not a path. I was like, which way do you want to go? The dark path or the light path? But this is just a little cubby.
I can always use more food.
Yeah, I try not to use maps and things, for sure. Like, I get that. The exploration's fun, but like, I also just like don't want to be totally lost while you guys are watching me. So I took a peek at it. But where I was looking at the map is also where I have chat up. So like, if I'm reading chat, I can't see the map and vice versa. So it's not like it's posted up there the whole time. Just kind of want to more so make sure that I'm going the right way in general. Wander through this cave.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
I'll be really curious to see what their next project is, though, after The Long Dark. I'm excited. I hope it's something in the same vein. Surely it will be, but I hope it's not like a completely different like genre kind of thing. That would kind of bum me out. But we'll be thankful. What are some other things that I want to do on the channel? So I want to go through Wintermute, kind of start to finish. I mean, there's always the challenges and things that we could do. I don't remember which ones I've completed on PC versus console. Like at all, really, honestly. Alright, we're gonna need the lantern. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true about it not being as popular as a genre, especially without zombies, or some variation of, right? Like probably 90% of all survival games involve zombies some way or another, which is fun. I mean, there's some that do it good, or do it well, but sometimes it's just like not. Like, I'd rather do the other things in that game without the zombies or whatever. So I think, like, Green Hell...
Something's gotta go.
Obviously, this game... are some of the, better survival games. I'm sure that there's some that I'm just not thinking of. And yeah, I mean, it's a good question about, like, how profitable it is for them, but the thing, and I remember before they ever announced Tales, trying to decide which way I want to go. I think that's probably our answer right there, but I'm curious what's back here. The thing before Tales was ever announced, and obviously Tales has been out for, probably well over a year now, is that they weren't, obviously weren't making any money because this is the only game they'd released. You know, so they were only able to really turn a profit by selling more copies of it. And it's like, you know, I've put thousands of hours into this game. Like, I would love to would have. I mean, they came out with Tales. I would have loved to support them more. Should there have been a way to do it, because at the time there wasn't. And so it's like, you know, we're waiting on future episodes and things, and it's like, okay, we know that, you know, you guys aren't, you know, you've already sold those episodes, right? So we're just basically waiting on delivery of them. But hopefully, like, Tales, I wonder what the numbers for them with Tales was. If it was, you know, enough to, not that they were, like, hurting or anything, but if it kind of gave them a good boost to kind of bring home episode 5 and whatever comes next. I don't know if I'm going the right way. Steely Chasm. There's a wolf. I dropped all my charcoal. I wanted the map to kind of get an idea, but... We'll keep pushing. I think I hear something. I don't love this situation at all. Okay, there he is. It's like he could be behind any of these rocks super close to me and I can't see him. What is this? I don't think I've ever seen this. I mean, obviously a flashlight.
I could use this.
I don't think I've ever seen that flashlight. Problem is it's heavy. I feel like I have to take it because it's a unique item, but it's so heavy. Heavy for something I'm not going to use. Alright, we'll take it. Where are we at? Almost 110 pounds. Is there anything I can lose? I guess I don't really need to carry these. It's just 5 sticks. Really, we should get rid of the antiseptic and we should just get some old man's beard. I think I said I was going to do that when we first set off and then never did. I'm sure we've passed a ton of it. What's up, bunny rabbits? Okay, we got a cave. Yeah, for sure, Brandon. Like, I think I talked about it yesterday. Like, I especially, like, I've played them both. Like, I, you know, played The Forest quite a bit and, you know, have played Sons of the Forest quite a bit. I think that game could really be, like, perfect survival game. Because you can turn off the cannibals, right? Like, you can do the passive mode or whatever. But the survival elements of it just aren't challenging enough to me, I feel like, to, like, really feel like a survival game, right? Because, like, if you need food, you just go get a deer and it's super easy to do so, or, like, you can set fishing. Is he after me? He is after me. Set up fishing traps and you just kind of passively collect fish, which is fine. I just wish it was a little more challenging from like a true survival standpoint. But it's fun to play. Yeah, the building aspect of it's really cool. For sure. I liked that about the original Forest game as well. Super fun. Curve around this. See if we can get by him. TLD has a very limited survival loop. Yeah. I think, like, the, like, interloper mode and then now misery, it's not as much of a loop because it's much more challenging. Like for Stalker, or really Stalker or anything down beyond Stalker. Yeah, I think for sure you kind of get to a steady state where eventually you do just kind of have everything you need and it's not really a struggle to survive. I mean, that being said, like, I truthfully I haven't really ever played Voyager much. which is the difficulty below Stalker. I don't know even that I would say it's below. They're just different. Just different. Things are tuned differently, I guess. So I can't really comment on Voyager too much, but I mean Pilgrim's not a struggle at all, right? It just like throws gear at you. And Pilgrim, I played a lot of Pilgrim when I first started playing the game though. Like that was almost exclusively what I played for the longest time. But gosh, that's been years ago. I feel like my imagination was probably better then, so I had more fun just playing. Pilgrim is just like hey, I'm just a guy surviving. But yeah, I mean, you definitely get to a point where things kind of taper off in terms of the struggle. But I enjoy it still, for sure. I mean, I still lose plenty of Stalker runs, so it's like Stalkers, it's still difficult. Let's do some eating and drinking here. But, yeah, I wish there was a game like The Forest or, you know, something similar that was like survival and a setting outside of, you know, the long dark setting that was like a true survival game. Man, I have this lit and I still can't see anything. It's like the light is too bright. I don't know if that's better. It's like I almost have to like look at just the left hand side of the screen to see anything because it's like so bright that it's blocking vision. Difficulty that you play on is mostly relevant, just increases the time necessary to gather. Yes and no. Because I mean, Interloper, just bar none, you don't have access to firearms, you don't have any man-made tools. I mean, man-made's not the right way to say that, but you don't have any of the manufactured tools, so you have to make your own hatchet and knife and whatnot. So that, I mean, definitely tunes up the challenge some, right? You can't hunt until you're able to craft arrowheads and a bow and go hunt that way. You know, wildlife is more sparse. So I mean, it definitely is more challenging. I would maybe agree more that there's not as much separation between like Stalker or Pilgrim through Stalker, like, are maybe closer together. And then I think Interloper is really probably your first step at it being really challenging. And then Misery is, I really haven't spent enough time in Misery yet to comment on it. I do have a run active that we did the other day. We need to jump back in sometime. Yeah, plus the temperature too. I mean, that's another thing. Is Interloper, you're cold 24/7. If you're outdoors, and like Pilgrim, you're never cold. You have things like cabin fever. So I do think there's some difference between the difficulties.
Oop. I might have to drop some gear.
Transfer pass. Gosh, this just is such a long, long journey. See if we can find our way. What time is it? It is coming up on nighttime. There's like a train depot up here, if I recall correctly. We may check in there for the night. That might be where we go to sleep, eat our dinner, and roll out of there in the morning, I think. I just don't remember how far ahead of us it is. Might just be right up here. Let's see, there's Forsaken Airfield, there's Zone of Contamination, And then, what's the new one called? Sundered Pass? I have not been to that one at all yet. So I'm super excited to get there. And I've been to Zone of Contamination. The only time I've spent in Zone of Contamination was when I did it on the channel. In that kind of Tales of the Far Territory, like, exploration series that we did. I kind of feel like I was mostly let down by that one, so I'm excited to see the new one. Yeah, I think the train depot's right up here. We'll call that our home for the night, and then keep moving in the morning. I don't think there's any wolves or anything to be worried about. I've always liked this little train station that's up here too. I've always been like, is this somewhere I could live? You know, like it's just a cool building. There's just nothing around. There's no real food to eat or anything like that. That I know of. Don't see any wildlife. No rabbits. Wonder if you could put
Something's making me feel tired.
The tip-up fishing devices on this body of water. I haven't messed with those too much either. Just passing through. Ooh, I hear a ptarmigan. That might be a good thing for us to do tonight if we can bag one of them and harvest it for the feathers. I heard one, but I don't see any. Listening. So there's definitely like the rocks making noise, but I feel like I heard ptarmigan. Unless it's just part of like the background noise that it's playing, which would be rough. I'm not gonna spend too much time looking for them. Ptarmigan are things that like I don't really ever look for. I just like wait until I. Oh, yep, they're right there. The only problem also is the only way I have to kill them right now is the bow. And I don't have the smaller arrows, so. But yeah, I kind of just wait till I come across ptarmigan. They're pretty small targets with this thing. Can I hit it? No, way short. Oh well. I wish I had a stone to throw. I don't. Try one more. I think this is my last arrow I have on me. Yeah, I got too tired. Okay. I quit. Did it hit the cattail? It kind of looked like it. Like it hit the plant and bounced back. I think it did. That's weird. Alright guys, you get to live to see another day. I don't want to catch you around these parts again though. Alright, let's get into our little train building over here, wherever it is. There it is. Maybe search the cars. We'll sleep here for the night. And we'll keep moving. Search the cars first. So we don't got to do it in the morning.
I think I can use this.
Some antibiotics. See what we got.
I better take this food.
Really not much anything, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, Rob, I am. Brandon, so this is the long dark.
It's getting dark
The
out here.
goal, that's why I'm
Time to
chuckling.
look for shelter.
Basically just survive as long as possible. There is a story story-driven portion of the game, but there's also just what I'm doing now is a survival sandbox, right? So you're basically just loaded into the map somewhere, and then from there you basically try to scavenge and explore and hunt and all that sort of thing, just to keep living. So there's higher difficulties, lower difficulties,
That'll come in handy.
that sort of thing. So really the main goal here is to just keep going. Right now I'm headed towards the airfield on the island. Did I take the water out of here? I did. There wasn't much though. We are a little heavy. I'm headed to the airfield because there is also they've added some like smaller narrative
Stuff will come in
driven.
handy.
I don't really need that. I might harvest it. Narrative driven. I don't know. Stories, I guess, or tasks into the sandbox mode, and I've personally not completed them, so that's where I'm headed to kind of kick off. All right. I think we were tired enough probably to go to sleep. And yeah, Rob, we are headed for the airfield. We basically started stream today, stepping out of Timberwolf. I'd like for it to be just a little bit later, but all good.
I'm too tired to think straight.
Just like, what can we leave to get our weight down? I have a ton of water, obviously. That flashlight's really cramping my style, but I hate to leave it. We did get a couple more books, too. Cloth. We have a lot of cloth. Does anything need repairs? Ooh, my pants are a little beat up. Okay. These could use some repairs. Okay, that's the end of that sewing kit. Holy cow, I can't see anything. Let's just go to bed. Oh no, that's gonna be bad. We're stuck here in a blizzard. But I mean, I guess that gives us some time to read. Maybe keep repairing things. Is there anything else that really needs repaired? Let's harvest this. Okay. Let's go back to our clothes. We did get this, but I think the fishing is better than the wool. We need to repair the one we're wearing anyway, so let's just do that. We can compare the temperatures. I'm pretty sure the... Here goes our blizzard. Yeah, the fisherman's sweater is better. How long to harvest? 27... No, 10 minutes. Okay. Maybe tear up a couple more of the extra things we're carrying and then get a move on. 45 minutes to do that? I don't know about that. What are we at weight-wise? 105 is not terrible. That's low enough that if we needed to, we could probably manage that out and about. Dropping something. Oh, but I'm not carrying my bedroll. Suppose it's at 107. Yeah, that's okay still. Anything we can eat? Yeah, let's eat the peaches. They're heavy. Maybe eat this one too. Okay. Top off on the water and we'll hit the road. A little bit away. Okay, so we got back down under 105, which is decent. Take those matches, and then I saw some more over here. Okay. So now I'm really not sure which way to go. So I think I'm just going to keep pushing on straight this way. I saw a pathway over there, but I'm not confident in which way is the correct way. So we'll just keep pushing this way. Hope it gets us to the right spot. Me through. Okay. I think the stream is, from my perspective, the quality or the... I had some troubles with my internet yesterday. Yesterday morning when I wanted to go live, I couldn't. So my upload speed was like in the gutter. So had some words with the internet provider yesterday. Seems to be much better today. No, so I've been to the territory. So I've been to Forsaken Airfield. I've been to Zone of Contamination. I've not been to the new one yet. But even for the two that I have been to, I've really only been there the time that I did it, like, you know, in an episode of one of the series. So yes, I've been there, but not enough to like really know. You know, I'll have memories of like, okay, I remember seeing that, but I don't know my way around, that kind of thing. Just kind of making this up as I go. I mean, it looks like I can go this way. So I've been there. I've never done the tails, which is kind of what my main focus is going to be. Which I think will actually take us back away from the territories, but maybe we'll check out the new location before we go back. Okay, well, I don't think I'm supposed to be here, guys. Okay, there's a pathway right there. Weird. I've never seen anything like that in all my time playing. Finally found an edge of the world. That's funny. Which, it looks like it's pretty, like, unsecured, too. Like, I went over... I had to climb to get here, but I didn't see this, like, direct pathway. Like... What just happened?
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Zone of... Okay, so this is where we don't want to be. Weird. Okay, well, I'm going to turn around and go back, because we don't want to be in the zone. We might end up there at some point. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see what happened. So the trigger for the transfer to zone is that. So I went around the trigger, basically. So I got behind the transition, like, spot on the map. So you're not supposed to be able to see that. You're supposed to hit this and then go into zone of contamination. But since I went up and around, I got in behind it. That's interesting. Okay. Well, that's obviously not the way we're going, so we're going to go back and try the other way. What's up, Mr. Bunny Rabbit? I don't have any meat left. So at some point we might think about bagging a rabbit or two. And, like, if we roll up in a spot to sleep like we did last night, we could cook them. We really haven't had any issues with wolves in quite a while.
I need to drop something.
How do we get back up to 105? Did I pick something up? Maybe the matches? Did they bump us up? Because we were under 105 when we were talking about being ready to go. And I did say I'd start collecting this as I saw it. So we can quit carrying the bottled antiseptic because it's so heavy comparatively. You get more uses out of it than the old man's beard, but ideally we don't want to get attacked as it is, so we'll try to get by without. This is not feeling like we're going the right way either. Constructor's drop off. Okay, well I definitely don't want to drop off. Alright, well then let's go back this way. Shoot. Maybe go opposite of this direction. Yeah, because isn't there a road over here? Maybe we just try and follow the road. We followed the railroad track. That wasn't where we wanted to go, so maybe we follow the road. I had just seen this from over by the building before we went to bed last night, so I was like, okay, maybe that's where we go. It looks convincing. Like, it looks like you would just go over the hill there and take you somewhere, but it's just basically a cliff. No, I'm not jumping. And I seem to, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe remember this is the way that you're supposed to go from when I came through to Forsaken Airfield. There's a maple sapling over there. What's our bow looking like? Drop that. 82%. It wouldn't be in the worst thing in the world to go get that maple sapling, but I think we'll skip it for now. Okay, so we definitely have the road right here. Get to the top of this little incline and look both ways. mean, that looks promising back there, but I just want to make sure there's nothing over here. Here's some ptarmigan. I really need to... I'm just not even going to bother. I really need to either grab a stone somewhere or make the fire arrows so we can use the bow on them. I don't want to keep wasting shots with the big arrows. Just to miss. Hope I'm going the right way now. I think so. It looks promising. Looks like we hang all right up there.
Could end up being useful.
Nope. Not right now. There's some stones. We'll grab one. Just to have in case we need to... we decide to try and get the ptarmigan again. And then I'll probably just... I'll need to make the... There we go. Need to make the fire hardened arrows at some point.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Alright, here we are, finally. Where are we at? Still 105. As we start to eat more of the food and stuff we're carrying, we'll be underweight, so I'm not too pressed about it. And I don't know that there's really anything to climb. So the worst part is just going to be Mackenzie complaining about it. Let's see. Check something here. I'm supposed to be getting a new modem today as well. Just trying to see if it's been delivered yet. Yeah, I know. So I'm reading what you're saying about the car battery. You can repair the saw with the battery? Or you just mean from the scrap metal? Yeah, eventually you want to rely pretty much solely on the saw. You just mean like scrap metal from the battery? There's no one in there. Because you need the scrap metal to repair it.
What have we here?
Never really thought of the batteries being a source of that, but I suppose it could be. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, just catching up on emails. If you guys haven't caught any of the last streams, I'm starting a new job on Monday, so like just keeping up on emails from the new company. They get from any metal. Yeah, I guess I just never really... I'm sure you can. It makes total sense. I just never thought about it before. Didn't know that you could get scrap metal from a battery. Obviously, that truck didn't have one, but... yeah, I don't even know what our saw that. I tried to take the best one that I had. It's at 83, so it's not terrible, but we'll definitely need to repair it at some point. But yeah, so I start this new job on Monday, and they... you know, or just like contacting me. It's fully remote. So like I will work right here where I'm sitting, and I've been remote for basically since COVID. It's just interesting. Like, today, before I hopped on here, I had gone to the store, and was just kind of like out, you know, running some errands and things, and I came home and they shipped me a monitor and a mouse and keyboard, and like just like didn't say anything about it. Like, just came home and, you know, really, I guess, I have a buddy who went to the same company before me, and so he's been there a while, and he you know, told me that was where it was from, but like I don't know otherwise, other than just like on my own putting that together. Like, it just showed up at my door. It was just on my doorstep when I got back. It's like, okay, you guys didn't tell me you were sending this. It was starting to rain when I got home, so like this computer monitor would have just been sitting in the rain. It's just interesting. They just didn't say anything. And then last week, like, you know, if you work remote and things, right, like your job will generally provide the laptop and everything for you. There's Forsaken Airfield. This is only probably the second or third time I've ever been here. But I had to like ask, okay, like, when are you guys sending me this? Because like, you know, I start next week, right? Like, so it's supposed to be here Friday, which is kind of cutting it close for starting on Monday. Yeah, I get what you're saying about the maintenance of the tools. Honestly, like, I don't know if you were watching when I was still in Timberwolf Mountain, but in Mountaineer's Hut I had like, and I've passed 2 more on my way here, so I've come across like total 5 or 6 hatchets. So really, like, my train of thought there is I'll just use them until they're all gone, right, and then I'll start to worry about it. Right, but there's so many around me right now that I probably wouldn't repair. Actually, I might repair the hatchets as long as I have whetstones, but like, once you're out of whetstones, that point, you know, just start using the hatchets, and then once you're out of hatchets, then, you know, you can focus on doing what you need to do. Scrape by. That's kind of my thinking, but I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, if I guess it really doesn't apply in Interloper, but I definitely get where you're coming from. Long term, for sure, you want to focus on the hacksaw, but I wouldn't. We're on day like probably 35 right now. I really wouldn't consider us long term at this point. So yeah, I'm hoping this laptop though is going to get here before end of the day tomorrow. I do have a tracking number for the laptop, where it's like they just, this monitor and mouse and keyboard just showed up on the doorstep. Jeez. Check the glove box.
I'll be hungry later.
Yeah, I don't know if stuff's actually spawning in there. It would be useful to find a rifle here, just because I didn't bring mine to hunt. We have the bow, but rifle would be cool to have too. Nothing up there. Wonder how long before we get our first dose of the glimmer fog. I do remember when I checked it out when this region was first released, being really annoyed with the glimmer fog. I'm willing to give it another chance. I suppose I could just scale down the side of that. Ugh, I'm ready to be at one of the buildings, so I don't want to keep taking these long paths, but we'll do it. So I'll be curious to see how quickly we get hit with that. I think I remember the reason I like here. One of the things I kind of think about it, like you have to be underground to avoid it, right? Like that's the only way to not be affected by the glimmer fog. I wish it was like indoors, period. Which I don't know. I mean, I get like if it's just being indoors, then all it is pretty much a blizzard, right? Like it's no different from a blizzard. But man, it can be frustrating. So we'll see what happens here. Really, we don't have to spend much time in the region. We just need to kick off tails. That's all we're concerned about. But I might like to walk around a little bit. See the sights. I wish we would have, like, before we started, and I guess we can, once we get to, once we start Signal Void, see, like, how far we've traveled. And then, like, once we're done with it, we can look back at that and say, oh, we traveled, you know, 200 kilometers or whatever it is. What's up, rabbits? I could probably do with having their meat. I don't know how plentiful hunting opportunities are here. If it's something we need to stress about or not. Yeah, Rob, like, I was thinking that too, caves, and then I was like, well, that's kind of like being indoors, but I think caves would be a fair point. I just, something other than just being underground would be cool. Because that's really your only, you know, way to combat the glimmer fog. But then I remember like complaining about it, you know, not that I didn't like how it worked and things, and then some people were just like, you know, it's really not that big a deal to just, because you get insomnia from it, right? It's really just not that big a deal to live with the insomnia. So that's going to kind of be how I approach it. I think.
This will come in
We'll get the insomnia and then we'll just deal with it. Flying here, there's no way to make it fly out. Okay. Junker's Paddock. Some crackers. I mean, you can argue with the caves, though. You've got that open side of the cave. Unless it's like a cave that takes you deep, but then at that point you're pretty much underground.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Hunting knife. Maybe we'll set up a little like base in Forsaken Airfield here somewhere. One of the main buildings. Oh, don't do that. Start grabbing everything. I may just head for one of the main buildings first and then go out and kind of like collect loot, stuff like that. Maybe we'll try to survive here for 20 days or something. Like this.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Alright, let's keep moving. I've actually yet to find a car with a battery.
I think I can use this.
Just one place. Yeah, I really like the cabins too. They're like I think there's like, if I remember correctly, there's the basement and the air hangar that you can go into. And then I think there's like one cave that goes underground, if I recall correctly.
Too much stuff to carry.
But the cabins in this region are awesome. And so like, I think that was like my biggest frustration. It's like I'd really like to hang out by these cabins, but then I have to deal with the insomnia. And so maybe I just didn't give Insomnia. I don't want to say didn't give Insomnia enough of a chance because that sounds like it's a good thing, but like maybe I just got too frustrated with it too soon. But I really like in the newer regions, like Forsaken Airfield and Zone of Contamination, the buildings I think are like are great. They're much better than the ones like in the older regions. Like being able to just go into the cabins, they don't have a transition screen, or you can actually see out the windows, I think is super cool. It'd be cool if they went back and like did that to like Camp Office and whatnot, but I don't think they will at this point. I think that ship's kind of sailed, but they are cool. So yeah, maybe we check into one of those while we're here, and I don't know, spend a couple weeks in game surviving. Do you guys think that would you be able to like survive in a real world situation like this? It's always a fun thing to think about. Everyone, you know, like of course, like you think you're like, oh yeah, for sure, no problem. But it is fun to think about. Like I grew up camping, and I really enjoy the outdoors. Like I go camping now quite a bit, and you know, like I've done like backcountry backpacking and kind of, you know, carried your tent deep into the mountains and camped there for a couple days and then had to hike out. Like I've done that sort of thing in my lifetime. So I'd like to think I'd be fairly well prepared. I think the big challenge would be the cold, for sure. Obviously there's the wildlife, but you know, in real life, like, yes, they exist in real life, but they're not going to be around every corner like they are here. I just saw a wolf, did I not? Where did he go? So I also have like, I have a rooftop tent on my truck. So like that's kind of how I've been camping lately is, you know, just driving in trips and then pulling in somewhere and popping up the tent. But I and my family own some farmland, and like the beginning of the there he is. Okay, what I would call the camping season. I just went out to the farmland. Like I put the tent on for the year, and I was gonna just go, you know, okay, it's on. I'm gonna go camp for the night. And it was still like spring, and I was prepared for like 40-degree weather overnight. Like brought plenty of blankets and everything to sleep comfortably, and it dropped to like low 20s that night. It was miserable. I made it through the night. I slept in all of my clothes, and you know, I had like a sleeping bag and blankets and everything, but it was cold. So I mean, I've slept in 20-degree weather. I think I don't know, it's much colder in this game, but at least I have some experience, maybe. Down this. It's like what's in-game temperature? Oh, well, wind chill is -17, so that's much colder than 20 degrees. But yeah, anything less than 30, count me out, I guess. Yeah, do it permanently. That's cool though. I'd love to try that sometime. Ice fishing. I'm from like the middle of the United States. There's not an opportunity to do that kind of thing. But it would be cool. I'd like to try it. I like to fish. Obviously ice fishing, and I don't know how similar the two like actually are. Like both of them incorporate catching a fish, but I imagine you do them completely differently. But it would be cool. I'm slowing down. So there's the cabins in this region that I really enjoy, and then one of the other places I've always really liked is a place to live. There's two of them that I can think of. In Bleak Inlet, I forget what it's called right now, but there's a cabin that's like tucked off in the corner all by itself, and I really enjoy that cabin. I really like that one. And then the one in Ash Canyon that is like up on top of like a big plateau. I forget what it's called as well right now. But I really enjoy that one as well. But they're not as cool as the cabins that are here. So it's like I wish I could take these cabins and move them to other locations. Okay, we have arrived. So I think the beginning of Signal Void is in that tower, right? Like I think I need to get up there, but we don't need to like race to do that. It's almost time to go to bed. Yeah, Rob, that makes sense. That'd be cool. That might be something I'll look into at some point. I'm really like, so my kids are young, so they're starting to get, there's a point where like, I don't know if anyone here has kids, but you'll probably get what I mean. There's a point where like you have a little kid and then your little like infant or toddler becomes a little kid or a little person, right, where they're not like, you can turn your back to them and not necessarily worry about them. And my kids are like just hitting that point. And so I'm like looking forward to being able to go do things like that again and more. Because it's like, ice fishing, maybe you would, I don't know, you wouldn't take like a 2-year-old ice fishing. Or you maybe wouldn't take a 2-year-old ice fishing and then also get to enjoy it kind of thing. So I'm kind of hitting that point in my life where hopefully be able to start doing some more stuff like that again. Okay, I suppose right now all we need to worry about is where we're gonna sleep tonight. Socks. So there should be plenty of water in those toilets, so we'll need to remember those are here. I don't really want to loot without putting some stuff down. Let's go to the main hangar over here and kind of unload and unpack. If I recall correctly, there's some beds in there. Can we see the cabin from here? Could I get there tonight? I kind of want to just do that because now I'm so hyped for it. We've been talking about it. So this is where I would really like them to add binoculars. Just so like I could scan the ridge. I think there's one right at the arrow tip right there. And then there's 2 of them I know. Can't remember where the other one is.
Feels like something is sapping my energy.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't mess with doing this. Is that, I think the other one is maybe right there, my tip of my arrow. So they're probably a little bit farther.
Never been so hungry in my life.
Bother with tonight. So let's just head for the hangar. Crash there. So we started this day at camp office, right? That's some ground. That's some serious ground.
I would do anything for a drink right now. So really in 2 days, really a day and a half, because we left Timberwolf like halfway through that day.
It's really in a day and a half we went from Timberwolf Mountain all the way to Forsaken Airfield. It's quite the journey. Yeah, we're at 81 out of 115. Wait. Sounds like my modem is here as well, so hopefully next time you guys see me, we'll have some quicker speeds on my end. Like, I have fine internet. It's not like I didn't have fast enough internet to stream, I guess. It was just that, like, I got on yesterday to
might
stream,
have to drop
and
some gear.
I think, to be fair, I think they had done an upgrade. And so they were probably just dealing with some issues coming out of that upgrade. But, you know, of course I like logged into my account and was looking at, okay, this is how much we're paying for this speed. And then I texted my buddy and I was like, hey, what do you guys pay for internet? And he told me, and I was like, yeah, this is a joke. So I called up our ISP and was like, look, either lower the price or raise the speed. And they did both, so pretty happy. So I needed a new modem to, like, make the most out of the speeds, so that's what came in the mail today. So I'll just get it all set up, and then, yeah, hopefully next stream will be... I think I'm in 720. I didn't intentionally pick 720 to stream in. I'd like to get that to at least 1080. So I think hopefully with better speeds and stuff, and I might be able to flip it to 1080 now and be fine. But hopefully won't be a problem. Maybe next time I'll kind of tweak some things and get us in a little bit better quality stream. A little bit more. And then, yeah, I think first thing in the morning I want to head for one of the cabins, whichever one we come across first, I guess. Okay, yeah, it is. We're legal. We can sleep. The only thing I don't know about, we'll see when we wake up here. We're good. Is if the glimmer fog came in the night. Like, I wonder, because there's the basement to this building. I wonder if we slept down there. Like, I don't think there's a light down there. So I think if I were to go down there, I would need my lantern to be on. It's too dark. So. I hear my dog walking by the door. Okay, let's hit the road. I'm gonna come back and loot. I kind of want to set one of those cabins up as our base of operations here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think this takes you outside.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
So we're at 110 pounds. We're only about 10 pounds over, so should be able to move around pretty easily. I do remember the sunrises and stuff in this region are pretty epic. I do remember that. Yeah, I gotta figure out where this new monitor's gonna go. I'm scanning the horizon for this cabin. Yeah, I think I see it over there. You're back, Lady Q. That's funny. Yeah, we're doing well. We made it from Timberwolf to Forsaken Airfield. We basically just got in last night. We crashed back there in the hangar And I think what we're going to do in the region is set up one of the cabins that are here. There's another hatchet. I was talking about finding so many of them. We're going to set up one of those cabins as kind of like our little base of operations here. And we may, so we're going to do signal void and everything, but we may just kind of hang out here for a while and see what surviving in the region is like. Just because I ultimately have not spent much time here overall. Alright, so I'm looking for these cabins. I need something better to point with than my bow. I think last time I was doing the rock, which I think if I played on the keyboard, like I would do mouse and keyboard fine, but I don't, and I obviously would just take the time to learn it. I don't know all the keys. So like I imagine I could probably put a quick key. Well, let's see. Okay, so it still just cycles. I was thinking, could I like hotkey the rock? But it just cycles through them, just like it does on a controller. Alright, can't take it. Gotta switch back. It was like being someone who grew up playing on console and then trying to change to like mouse and key. Was an interesting transition. Like there's some games obviously that I'll only play mouse and key, but then like this I played so long with controller that it would just be hard to switch. My hands know what they're doing. My hands want what they want. Maybe I'll spend some time and figure it out. Honestly, I don't know that there would be any benefit, though, to playing on mouse and key versus controller for this. Guess I could hustle a little bit. I just hate to burn all my energy. We've got a long ways to go. Alright, so there's definitely one there. Right on the site. Where's the other one? Ah, I wish you had a... Oh, there it is. I think that's it right there. Which one do we go for? This one on the right is definitely closer. Because the one on the left, I think... Gosh, I want to go to the one on the left. I'm just going to decide that's where we're going. I have to, like... I guess it wouldn't matter. Sometimes I wish I could point at the screen. Like, I need to go here. I do that a lot, like, in my job. It's like when I'm showing somebody something on, like, a conference call. Like, you know, you have a... Like, you can highlight your cursor, and I can be like, right here. And so, like, in my brain, I want to do that as I'm talking to you guys. It's like, I want to say right here, and I can't. There's no way for me to, like, point at the screen. Just funny to me. Wide open area. I feel like if I recall correctly, that one's a little tricky to get to. There's a dead wolf or something over there. Like, I'm trying to remember what was weird about it. But I think this one, right, I pretty much just go up and around the hill. Ugh, this walk is brutal. So yeah, I think we'll set up in one of these cabins. I'm headed for this cabin right now. Let me think about this. I'm still pretty equidistant between the two. I don't know that there's a benefit to one versus the other. If I recall correctly, I think maybe there's some deer behind this one, like in the area behind it. I'm just like, you know, are we going to be able to get food? 'Cause we saw some wolves back there that we could hunt, but that's going to be a long ways to carry food. I don't know. Let's just, I guess we could check them both out if nothing else. But hopefully once we get there, we'll be able to dump some of our inventory. We'll be lighter on our feet. That's what's really killing us right now, is we're so heavy. I think, honestly, I really like this region overall. The hard thing for me when I first played it was just getting over the change of the glimmer fog. But it's a cool region, realistically. It's huge. I remember that being one of the other things I was kind of in the mode of complaining about is a lot of the new regions feel like they're big just for the sake of being big. Right, like some, like a lot of this one, and I think even Zone of Contamination, there's just like not a lot there. It's like, so I remember complaining, like, don't just give us new regions, like give us meaningful new regions kind of thing. So, yeah, I'd be curious to see. Are there any more regions? They're done, right? After this last region, that's the last one that we were kind of promised as a part of the expansion, isn't it? I don't think there's anything else coming. Which is kind of a bummer to think about. Yeah, a lot of wide open ground here. It's like we're so close because we're like right here, but then we're so far because we have to go around that hill. Just trying not to burn energy running, but my patience is running out. I just want to be there already. It's actually a really long distance. Like, look how far the hangar is from where we are now. Guess it feels long because it is.
I'd eat snow.
Yeah, Rob, that's a possibility. Kind of like Black Rock with episode 4. I guess, you know, thinking about it, there kind of has to be, right? Because the whole story of Wintermute involves Perseverance Mills, right? Like, that's where Astrid says she's headed, right? If I recall correctly. And we don't have that location in the game yet. So I think we'd almost have to have a new region, right? I never really thought about that until just now. Didn't we see... Yeah. Let me look. I feel like in the media, when their last dev diary, Wintermute, episode 5. I think the Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I guess I can pull this up and change screens, but I don't know how that's gonna look on the camera. I can't see it. But in the last, like, the poster, almost, I guess you would say, for episode 5, there's like a sailboat on a beach, which, I mean, there are like harbors and stuff on the island already, but there's not really like a place where you'd see a functioning boat like that. So yeah, hopefully, maybe. So maybe one more region? A region to end all regions? One region to rule them all? We gotta be getting hungry. I've been walking for a long time. Might as well just go ahead and eat something. We're almost there. And I think the other cabin, I remember there being like a big flight of stairs or something over there. But this one will have a pretty epic view. That's what I wanted to do. I mean, they both are on like the side of a cliff. But I think if I recall, this one has like a deck or a window or something that overlooks the airfield.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
What a long walk that was. But the good news is, like I said, we'll be able to dump some gear in here. Really, honestly, it's not the smartest decision to be coming out here to, like, base up here. Because, like, if I loot the region and I bring everything back, then, like, our loot is going to be so far from the exit of the region. So it's really not the best the best plan of attack here. I just think these cabins are so cool. I think that's the other one right over there. Alright, let's go in. Yeah, these are so cool. Like if you guys saw Timberwolf Mountaineer's cabin and how I kind of had stuff like piled and sorted and stuff, like there's just, it would be so cool to do that here. Yeah, it's just awesome. And you got your bed up here. Now I'm thinking maybe the other one's a little bigger. But I love the windows and how you can see out of them. It's pretty cool. Yeah, look at that. You've got a sink here. Oh, can you actually use this? Does... Wait. Okay, you can take, but you can't give. It's like, is this a functioning sink? Did I just discover a functioning sink? No, you can take water, but it doesn't look like you can store water. Yeah, Lady Q, I guess that makes sense. There's supposed to be another region, but not sure if Perseverance Mills or not, since they split story and survival. That makes sense. I guess in my mind, like, I think if they added a region to Wintermute, but not survival, I think people would probably be upset in my mind, but I mean, I don't know that for sure. Alright. What do we want to do now that we're here? We trekked all this way over here. I really need to find some deer or something. We've got plenty of, like, packaged food, but we're going to need a food source pretty quickly. Put our canned goods on the shelf. Man, I'm going to have this place looking spiffy by the next time you guys see it. I just like doing this. Don't ask why. Let's get it all set up like my little home. I do think the travois, though, would be pretty good in this region because it's so open and flat. It's slow, right? Like, it would take you a long time. If I killed a bear, I don't even know if there's bear or moose spawns in this region, but if I killed one of them on the other side, it would take me forever to get across with it. But, oh, there's a bear right there. Cool. See him? I need to figure something better out to point. Right there on my thumb. I don't know if there's any moose, though. Not that it matters, because we have cooking level 5, so... But we might actually... I wonder if there's maple saplings enough for us to build another travois. Because, like, if I went down there and I got him, it would take me forever to get the rest of the meat up here. Whereas, like, with that, I could make one trip. It'd be a slow trip, but just one trip. Alright, well, guys, I think this might be where I call it for the day. I think the region survival. Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. It'll be curious to see what the overall outcome is. I mean, there's still, like, I haven't spent enough time in the current new regions to really be ready for a new region anyway, so I'm not pressed about it, but yeah, so like I started to say, I think we'll call it here. I'll probably wrap things up. We covered a heck of a lot of ground today. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I didn't know that we would make it all the way into Forsaken Airfield. What are we going to do next? So obviously we want to get into the tails and do Signal Void, but I do kind of want to maybe just hang out here for a little while and enjoy being here and survive. Like maybe we go do some hunting and try to just live out a couple weeks or something in game here in Forsaken Airfield before we jump into Signal Void, because that's ultimately going to take us out of the region. So I think we just kind of maybe take a little break, little vacay here in our cabin and do some hunting and surviving, and then we'll kind of jump into that. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I appreciate everyone who tuned in and hung out with me for even just part of the stream, or if you're checking out the VOD later, appreciate you being here. I think pretty much from what I've seen with like the people viewing and the likes and everything looks good, so appreciate you guys if you've use the like button at any point. Appreciate that. Kind of just lets me know that I'm doing the right things. Let's see what else. For those of you guys that were engaged in chat, definitely appreciate that as well. Makes the whole thing more engaging, more fun to do, so I appreciate that. But yeah, I'm not for sure when I'll jump back on. Kind of haven't figured out a set schedule or anything like that. I'd like to, for sure. With the couple little kids and things, it can always kind of be hit or miss on, like I could say I'm going to do it on Wednesdays, but then, we'll have a sick kid or kid that's not cooperating and, not be able to do it. So, that sort of thing. And then of course, big life change with the new job starting next week. So we'll have to see. But I do, this is definitely the plan moving forward. And as I kind of figure out what schedule is going to be, I'll let you guys know for sure. Right now I'm kind of just like, yeah, I got a couple hours. Yeah, I want to stream. Let's do it, and hopping on. So, but yeah, again, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks.